Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing my 28-week update. It is definitely shocking to be saying 28 weeks. I feel like time has really started to fly by. This is officially the start of the third trimester, so I just really can't believe it. I've got a little countdown app on my phone to my due date. It says 83 days. I feel like that's not right. Is that right? That sounds so short. But I'm sure the further along I get, the longer the days will feel. I've been feeling a ton of movement this month, and I think I'm not sure exactly what the week number is, but I think somewhere between 24 and 28 weeks is when the baby has the most space to move around, but is also like the most capable of moving in terms of like, you know, their nerves and their muscles and stuff like that. So I think from here on I'll probably be feeling like a little bit less movement as he like runs out of space. I used to only feel kicks across the bottom of my stomach, but now I've been feeling movement pretty much everywhere in my whole stomach. I feel it even like on my sides, under my ribs. What's kind of interesting is sometimes it'll almost seem like he's stretching out, and like I'll feel him on like two sides of my stomach at the same time, which is kind of cool. And I feel like I can't really feel exactly how he's positioned yet, but I can definitely tell that he just feels a little bit heavier, a little bit more solid. Like sometimes I feel like I can feel him even when he's not moving. Like I just kind of feel like a little bit of like solidness on one side of my stomach or the other. I've been having a tiny bit of round ligament pain, just kind of like some soreness like on the sides of my stomach and like down into my groin, but I feel like it was very like on and off, like nothing that I really even noticed too terribly much. I am still loving spicy food so much. It's so funny. I feel like when I got pregnant, I was like, oh, they say spicy food can like send you into labor, so I'm gonna try to not eat any spicy food while I'm pregnant. Um, and then I was just like craving it so badly, but I like looked it up, and it's kind of like an old wives' tale, I guess. Or maybe if like your body is kind of like about to go into labor, it'll like, you know, be that last little nudge. But yeah, so it's totally safe. Thank goodness, because I feel like if my food isn't spicy, I almost don't like it sometimes. I've been having a ton of cravings. Thankfully, most of which I'm gonna say all of which. This, I don't really know how people define cravings, but I feel like all the things that I crave are things that I like don't want to eat while pregnant. So it's like, to me, the word craving almost has that meaning where it's like I don't even think of something as a craving if I actually like went through and ate it. Even though I know that's not how it works. I don't know. But yes, here are all the things that I have been craving that I have not eaten. I made some notes on my phone. I was craving a hot buttery biscuit. See, I felt the need to be very descriptive there. Pizza, which I actually did eat, just like a teeny tiny little frozen pizza, now that I think about it. Carrot cake with frosting, Carvel ice cream cake, the one with the blue frosting, yellow cake with frosting, and a breakfast sandwich dipped in honey mustard. That was one of my worst cravings. I was craving it so bad. I think I just ended up eating eggs with like a tiny bit of yum yum sauce on it. Uh, yeah, I don't. It's not like the Denny's Grand Slam sandwich thing, but like something like that is like really what I was craving, dipped in honey mustard. I didn't have a ton of like aches and pains this month, but the one thing that I did notice is my back was just feeling kind of out of whack. That rhymes. I literally don't ever even notice until I like change positions. So if I go from like sitting down for a long time to standing up, or if I go from like standing or sitting to laying down, or if I go from like standing to like being on my hands and knees, like stretching or something, like, you know, whenever I like change positions like that, I'll just notice like my lower back just kind of like down by my tailbone just feels, it's not even like a pain or a soreness, it just feels out of whack. I really can't think of how else to describe it, but thankfully it's not too bad and I don't notice any discomfort there, like, you know, not like changing positions as I'm like going about my day normally. So yeah, hopefully that doesn't get any worse. I feel like at the beginning of this month I was feeling really good. I was feeling super energetic, super productive, and I feel like starting at maybe like week 26, week 27, I was slowing down a little bit. And I don't know, my midwife said that whatever point I was at, like the baby was going through a growth spurt. So that kind of explains like why I was kind of feeling the way I was feeling. And she wasn't like, oh, it's not like it's going to be like this for the rest of the pregnancy. You know, it's not like I've hit a wall, or not hit a wall. What's the saying? Like, it's not like I'm like, you know, I don't know words. um, like people say that the second trimester is the best, like when you feel the best during pregnancy, and that like, you know, during like the first trimester you're like kind of down here, and then second trimester and then like third trimester you're down here again. So it's not like I've like gone over that hill and I'm like gonna like feel like super bad for the rest of the pregnancy. um It'll just kind of be like, you know, ups and downs, I guess, until I get like closer to the end. Strangely enough, I feel like I've actually been feeling a lot like I did in the first trimester. I've been super tired. It's like my body wants to sleep more than anything else. Like if I have to pee, if I'm hungry, like my body just wants to sleep above everything else. Um, I wouldn't say that I've like lost my appetite a little bit, but I don't know. Like I feel like to some degree I've been hungrier, but also like feeling so tired. It's like I don't necessarily feel like eating either. So it just kind of like depends on the day, I guess, or like depends on the moment. But I've definitely been feeling a little run down. I wouldn't say that I've been nauseous, but I feel like, you know, again, similar to how it was in the first trimester, it's just like I just kind of feel like off and just kind of like just not very good. But I would definitely say that that has kind of like come and gone. Like I definitely still have days or hours where I feel, you know, like I've got some amount of energy and I can kind of like, you know, get things done and be productive, and then I'll just kind of crash sometimes or like wake up and not feel like I just slept well. Like I feel like I can sleep for hours and hours and hours and still be tired. But it also doesn't help that I wake up frequently during the night. So I feel like typically I'll sleep for a couple hours and then I'll usually wake up because I either have to pee or I'm hungry, usually both. And then I'll go back to sleep for a couple hours and then probably wake up to pee again, go back to sleep for a couple hours, wake up to pee again. So it's just not a very restful night. But I'm thinking that that might kind of follow me for the rest of the pregnancy, but we'll see. It might really just be this like growth spurt thing. So she said it'll be like maybe like a week or two that I would be like feeling kind of like this, and then I would like maybe kind of get some energy back. My last appointment, the baby was I don't want to say transverse, I don't know if that's the word for it, but like he was sideways. I forget which side his head was on, but he had his head over here and his feet over here, or vice versa. Um, I'm not sure at what point in the pregnancy I need to like kind of be concerned with his positioning. Like obviously I want him to be like, you know, head down, face down at, you know, the point of being born. But I know like I'm starting to get to that point where he will run out of space. So it's kind of like he needs to be aligned in the right position before that happens. Definitely something I want to remember to ask about at my next appointment. I meant to ask about it at my last appointment and I completely forgot. One thing that I did talk to my midwife about was red raspberry leaf tea. So she said that I'm far enough along now that I can start drinking that. So I'm probably just going to start with like 1 cup a day until I get a little bit further along. And she also recommended nettle tea as well. So I'll drink like this combination of those two together. At my next appointment, I have my like glucose test for like gestational diabetes. So wish me luck on that one. Not that I think I'm gonna fail, but I feel like I just get so nervous whenever it comes to like tests. Like it's almost like in school, you know, but it's kind of like it just feels very out of my control. Like even though I've tried to like, you know, limit my sugar, it just I don't know. I'm just paranoid. But if I remember, I will update you guys on the results of that at my next pregnancy update. We have started working on the nursery, which has been super, super fun. I don't want to give you a sneak peek, but I will definitely be doing a video at some point in time with like the final reveal. But I am filming like, I guess I filmed like a before and after for you guys, but not the after yet because it's not done. we're still working on it. It's work in progress. I'm not really sure when it'll be like 100% done. I mean, honestly, I don't think it's gonna be 100% done even when he's like born. But I mean, it'll be like 95% done. Probably, I don't know, like what my goal for that is. I would say by like 36 weeks, I want to have everything completely done. And just be able to like really focus on like resting and like stretching and whatever during like the last couple weeks of my pregnancy. We've got his little bassinet put together, and that's just sitting in the corner of our bedroom. I just love seeing it there. Like I feel like every morning I wake up and I see it, it just like makes me happy because it's just a reminder that like he's gonna be here somewhat soon. Definitely really excited. Right, let's see what my different pregnancy apps say about 28 weeks. So on the bump it says that he is the size of an eggplant, 14.8 inches, 2.2 pounds. And then on Ovia, I love the little thing that shows you, yeah, Ovia said he's the size of a coconut, which I feel like an eggplant is better comparison. But this is how big his hand is this week compared to how big it'll be at birth. And here's the little foot. It's definitely, I feel like I can't fully tell with the feet. I mean, that does look pretty big for a foot, but the hands I can definitely tell because the like green hand fingers are already like inside of the like gray outline fingers. So he's getting big. But I know he's got a lot more growing to do. Oh, Ovia also told me that I hit the second viability milestone, but I'm not even 100% sure like what that's based on. But I just, you know, thought that was kind of interesting. Okay, let me go ahead and show you my little bump. It's not so little anymore, actually. I wouldn't say it's the morning, but it's the morning for me. We have a weird schedule. Um, yeah, so all I've had today was like a little bit of like a protein smoothie shake thing. Uh, so I definitely feel like my stomach, like throughout the day, gets bigger just like as I eat more food and stuff. So I feel like by the time I go to bed at night, my stomach is like quite large, and then I wake up in the morning and it's like a little bit smaller. So this is definitely me like on my smaller end. So here is my 28-week bump. I feel like, yeah, like I said, this is definitely me on the smaller side. Like I feel like it's not super out there, but by the end of the night, it will definitely be bigger. I can definitely tell that I'm growing though because I feel like my shirts have been all getting a little bit shorter. I hope you guys liked this video. Make sure to like it if you did. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.